Good morning, students. We were doing the second chapter, that is elementary concepts of objects and classes. In this, I had explained you last time that what are the classes and what are the objects. Now let us move on with this chapter. And the next topic in this chapter is method call or message passing, that is given on page number 30. Now what is a method and what is a method call? To communicate with each other, similarly as we communicate with one another, how do we communicate? By message passing, or by calling any other person, or by phone call, or by message. So similarly these functions. Now what is a function? A function is a small code, it is a small program that has its own identity, and whatever given work is given to that function, it will do. Suppose for example there is a function system.out.print. Now what is the function of this? Means what is the work of this? The work of this function is to print whatever is told, or whatever we keep it in this. Suppose we are writing sum over here, so it will print sum on the screen. So this is a function, this is an example of a small function. Now how do these functions or methods communicate with each other? They communicate with each other by a technique that is known as message passing, or we can say that method call. In class 10 we'll learn more about these method call and these message passing. In this class just you are having the definition of this. So you just learn that the message passing is a technique that by which the methods or the functions communicate with each other. Similarly we interact with the object. How do we interact? Last time I told you that what is an object. So how do we interact with objects? Similarly, with the help of message passing, we interact with the objects also. So we make an object and we interact. Now what is then argument list? Argument. An argument is also known as a parameter. Now what is a parameter? Whatever we are writing inside the function, such as sum, this is known as a parameter or an argument. Understood everyone? So what did I told? That whatever we are writing in the function, inside these brackets in the function, is known as a parameter or an argument. Later on we will learn what is an parameterized input in the same class 9 also. So you, for till now, you just learn that the parameter is whatever that is inside the function, or that is also known as the argument. Now in your book, this yellow part is given. Yellow part means the programs are given in this question that is not to be done in the copy, or they are not in the syllabus for in this chapter. Okay, so don't do them. This yellow part examples. Moving on forward, last time also I told you what is an object factory. Object factory is class. Class is known as an object factory. Why it is called as an object factory? Because it is a blueprint. Class is a blueprint, as I told you last time also, that helps us to create an object. So in one class there may be many objects. In a class there are different types of objects. So a class may contain n number of objects. So that is why it is known as the object factory of the class. Now next is the use of new keyword. New keyword What is a new keyword? It is a keyword, or it is a word in Java language which is used to allocate memory space. What is new keyword? It is used to allocate memory space. This is, suppose for example, this is the memory, or we can see a simple class. If we take the students class also, if a new student, suppose these are the number of students, 1 2 3 4 5, suppose 5 students are there in the class and one more student want to join the class. So what do? We put one chair. First of all, we vacate some space. After vacating the space, what do? We put a chair here for the new student to come, and the new student will sit on this chair and table and work on this table. So what are we doing? We are allocating a free space in the computer memory so that a new student can come. Similarly, if we are having some array in the list, so for that we have to create a new space, and this new keyword is used to create the new space in the memory. Now how to create an object? Create an object. So suppose for example we are having a class name as student. Now what is a class name? We have made some classes such as class student, public static void main. We have done these programs previously. So this is a class name. Suppose the class name is student. Then how to create an object? To create an object, first of all we write down the class name, that is student, the object name. This can be any name such as obj. This can be any name, a b c x y z. In this case we are taking obj. Then we put equal to sign. Then after that we will place a keyword new in small letter. Okay, all this is written in small letter except this. This can be any name either in capital letter or in the small letter. Then after that we will write down new. Then again the same class name, student. Then bracket open, then bracket close, and then semicolon. This is the, you can say this is a syntax, or you can say in simple language it is a formula to create a new object. How do we write down? First of all class name, then any name, obj is equal to new. This is a keyword new. Then again class name, that is student, and then close, bracket open, bracket close, and then semicolon. So this is all what is given in this chapter. This yellow part, whatever given in this chapter, you don't do. Okay. One topic is remaining, that is composite data type. Composite data type. So class is known as a composite data type. Composite data type means we can create our own data type. Suppose for example we are having a data type as date. Now some people write down date as like this. Some people write down date like this. Some write down like this. So suppose for example we want to create our own data type, our own style of making or writing the date. So for that purpose, which that is not stored in the memory, our thinking is not stored in the memory. So what do we have to do? We have to create a customized data type so that we can fulfill our requirements. For that we can create a new data type, and that is why the class is known as a composite data type, because we can create our own class in our style. So that is all what given in this chapter. There are nutshells which are the important points. You go through them. After that there are exercises. You first of all read the whole chapter, then try to find out all the exercises and find out the question answers and do them in your register. I hope you have understood this chapter. Have a nice day.